It's always Jermaine's fault. It's always the black man's fault for some people. Not everybody, but for some people, it's always the black man's fault. Welcome back to On the Shoulders of Giants. I am Joseph Ward, and we are here giving you a breakdown of this brick lady situation. 2 years ago, I think she's Somalian, but a lady named Roda Osman went viral for lying on the black man, saying that he hit her in the face with a brick. And with the help of a young black woman named Daphne Sutton, the queen of accountability, celebrity, she helped to bring her to justice. So she got convicted. She's spending 90 days in jail and have to pay $42K. Well, she did a $42,000 GoFundMe scam. She scammed the black community. Another person scammed the black community. God damn, are we not tired of being scammed? But her scam was so diabolical and evil. And this is not the first time she's done it. She scammed the community twice. So let's get into it. Let's learn a little more about this. This first video comes from the Yeah, I'm Stacy YouTube channel and gives a rundown on what happened with the brick lady, Roda Osman. And then I have a video from Daphne Sutton, the lady who brought her to justice. So let's do this. And remember, please remember, hold on, let me make myself big. Hold up. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and share. We've been shadow banned, but we can break through the shadow ban. All you got to do is just do what I just said. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, hit that hype button. Let's make sure this information get out. We got to understand, man, we got to do something different as a community. Got to stop being blind followers, emotional followers, and always seek the truth. Always seek the truth. So let's do it.
And I know that the truth will come out. And I know that the only person that will be apologizing is you guys.
Oh, man. So, wow. So over a year ago, a story hit social media that had everyone going insane. This lady named Roda Osman came online, posted a video claiming that some man hit her in the face with a brick because she didn't want to give him her number. And that launched a crazy back and forth with men getting slandered for one, not being able to handle rejection, and also for not stepping in and protecting her, all right? Because we seen the conversation too, but men were just getting killed, roasted on social media because of this lady. The lady received a bunch of money to a GoFundMe, but then more news came out that she was allegedly lying. And also has done this before because there are more GoFundMes that she has started for other situations. And after an investigation went through, it led to police saying that she was the actual aggressor, and then she was arrested for theft by deception. Daphne Forrest Sutton, over a celebrity that's been keeping up with the case, and she's working with the Houston Police Department trying to make sure that Roda Osman was found guilty, held accountable for her actions. All right. So she came and reported today that she was indeed found guilty. So she says, I want to thank DA Keith Houston and the Houston Police for having me there and keeping me safe while I testified against Roda. We did it. She was found guilty. But her consequences are 90 days in jail, inpatient substance abuse treatment, full restitution of $42,302, 10 years of probation, a 10-year social media ban. If she violates even one time, she would serve 10 years in prison.
She should have got more than 90 days in jail because this was her second scam, and the extent of the scam and how much harm it could have brought to the young man that was falsely accused. She could have ruined that man's life, probably has ruined that man's life in many ways. So just off of that, I believe she should get more than 90 days in jail. But once again, why is the community so susceptible to all these scammers? Like, what's going on with black people? Especially like conscious black people, because they calling out the conscious Lee dude. And I always thought he was a lame, but you know, I stay in my lane. But yeah, but it's wild that the community who talk about being the most educated, the community who brags about this, and that, and that, and that, all the degrees, emotional intelligence, just more intelligence, maturity. These are the people who get scammed the most. Churches do it. Umar do it. Roda Osman, the brick lady's doing it. Everybody's doing it. That shows you the level of insanity that we have as a people. So yeah, but let me let him keep talking.
Because she been using social media to do all the scamming, okay? To my haters, what do you have to say now? I'm listening. She said she will be doing a YouTube live this week to go over what happened. Stay tuned. So make sure you go ahead and check out Celebrity. Daphne Forrest Sutton. She covers a lot of different things on her YouTube channel. Go ahead and check her out, all right? So Daphne was on point and made sure this lady was held accountable for everything. Now, let's go down a walk through memory lane because I've been on point with keeping y'all up to date with this case. So first thing first, let's go to the video that went viral initially.
Hit me in my face with a brick and all these black men just watch and they don't give a yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face.
Okay,
so when I first saw that video 2 years ago, my first thought, like I always do my best to do is, okay, well, let's get all the information. Let's not jump off the porch, but let's get all the information. But also I'm looking at her, how she's trying to weaponize the other men around. Y'all go sick them. A man hit me with a brick. Y'all go sick them. Now, I don't know many men. What? It's not live.
From that.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Black community. You have been scammed once again by the brick lady. And we told you so. Folk told you so. People told you so. It didn't sound right. People just jumping off the porch. The black community has been scammed again, but worst of all, because of this lady, this brick lady, black men's reputations have been ruined. Black men have been falsely accused of inciting violence or bringing violence upon her, harming her, especially this past one, accusing this young man of hitting her in the face with a brick. She lied about being assaulted and was able to scam the community for $42,000, playing on the hatred that a lot of black women have for black men and the hatred that a lot of women have for men. Using the pain points, using women's negative experiences, knowing the right things to say. A con artist, using all those tactics to play on people's emotions, because this was an emotional con. A black man hit me in my face, because we know the black man is the worst man, right? So a black man hit me in my face, $42,000, because it's always.
I'm done
So that's what we're exploring here. That's what we're getting into. We're getting a timeline from 2 different videos. One from I'm Stacy, the I'm Stacy YouTube channel. Shout out to Stacy. I check him out a lot. He does a great job of covering stories. So I check him out a lot. And then we got another video from Daphne Sutton, the Queen of Accountability, the celebrity YouTube channel. And she is the Black woman who brought the brick lady, who helped bring the brick lady to justice, because Daphne didn't believe her from the beginning. And that's the interesting thing about it is Rhoda's, I guess you could say, her main opponent was another Black woman, was an American Black woman. From my understanding, Rhoda is Somali. And so if you want to look at it that way, a non-FBA woman was scamming the community, and a FBA woman stood up for the community. So 1, Black men won't be railroaded, and 2, the community won't continue being scammed. So shout out to Daphne for the work that she's done, not only in this case, but other cases that she's helped to bring justice and uncover lies, because Black men are being unjustly lied on. And because, Black men are supposed to be the worst men ever, it's easy. People just believe it. So here we are in this situation again. But shout out to Daphne. Give her a round of applause for the work that she's done in helping to bring this evil, degenerate, this scumbag to justice. So from my understanding, she get 90 days in jail, and it's a whole bunch of other charges, but we're gonna learn about them. We're gonna learn about the charges and things. But first, like I say, this video from I'm Stacy's YouTube channel, giving us a rundown on what happened with the brick lady. And before I get into it, before we get to the video, make sure y'all hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share. Talking about, we're still thinking about it from a psychological standpoint, right? What type of mindset do you have to even want to do something like this, to even be evil enough to have it in your heart to falsely accuse somebody of something, to get money, to ruin their reputation? You don't care about ruining somebody's reputation, and you do it to get money. And then you are okay with dragging anybody down with it, or as many people down with it as you can. That's an evil person. Right? We talk about the diaspora wars and the need for delineation. This is another log on the fire. What make people say, well, this is why Black Americans need to delineate. Why associate with a person of the diaspora who moves like this? She's a disgusting person. I get the argument for somebody like her. Somebody like her, I'm down for the delineation against. She can go to hell. She is a disgusting. Because remember, this is not just her first scam. This is her second scam. She scammed before, and we're gonna learn more about that. I know we're gonna learn about it in the second video, maybe from the first video, but I know we're gonna learn about that from the second video from Daphne, because we're gonna get a first-hand account from Daphne Sutton herself on the work that she did to bring this disgusting, vile, degenerate to justice. Stop lying on people. All right, so let's get into it. Once again, this is the I'm Stacy video, and the link to both videos is in the description. Let's go.
And I know that the truth will come out, and I know that the only person that will be apologizing is you guys.
Oh man, so wow. So over a year ago, a story hit social media that had everyone going insane. This lady named Roda Osman came online, posted a video claiming that some man hit her in the face with a brick because she didn't want to give him her number. And that launched a crazy back and forth with men getting slandered for one, not being able to handle rejection, and also for not stepping in and protecting her, all right? Because we seen the conversation too, but men were just getting killed, roasted on social media because of this lady. The lady received a bunch of money to a GoFundMe, but then more news came out that she was allegedly lying. And also has done this before because there are more GoFundMes that she has started for other situations.
Right.
And after an investigation went through, it led to police saying that she was the actual aggressor, and then she was arrested for theft by deception. Daphne Ford Sutton, over a celebrity that's been keeping up with the case, and she's working with the Houston Police Department trying to make sure that Roda Osman was found guilty, held accountable for her actions. All right. So she came and reported today that she was indeed found guilty. So she says, I want to thank DA Keith Houston and the Houston Police for having me there and keeping me safe while I testified against Roda. We did it. She was found guilty. But her consequences are 90 days in jail, inpatient substance abuse treatment, full restitution of $42,302, 10 years of probation, a 10-year social media ban. If she violates even one time, she will serve 10 years in prison. Because she been using social media to do all the scamming, okay?
Right.
To my haters, what do you have to say now? I'm listening. She said she will be doing a YouTube live this week to go over what happened. Stay tuned, so make sure you go ahead and check out Celebrity.
So I want to pause it right there so we can look at the consequences, the charges. 90 days in jail, and I believe she should get more. You shouldn't be able to lie on people, try to ruin people's lives and only get 90 days. She should get 90 months or something. Give her 3 years or something. Like, you shouldn't be able to just say stuff like that and get 90 days. So then she has inpatient substance abuse treatment. She has to pay the full $42,000 back. They should make her pay back the amount that she scammed the first time. I can't remember what that amount was, but if that is included in this amount, cool, but make her pay back for both times. She has 10 years probation and a 10-year social media ban, and if she violates it, she will spend 10 years in prison. What are you all's thoughts on the consequences? You think it's enough? It's too much? She needs more? You know. But once again, shout out to Daphne for helping to shed light on all of this. So let's keep watching.
Daphne Ford Sutton, she covers a lot of different things on her YouTube channel. Go ahead and check her out. All right. So Daphne was on point and made sure this lady was held accountable for everything. Now, let's go down a walk through memory lane because I've been on point with keeping y'all up to date with this case. So first thing first, let's go to the video that went viral initially.
He hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face, and I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
Okay, so
I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man.
You lying. You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther King.
Big liar. So that was the initial video that came out like 2 years ago that sparked all of the virality and all of the attention and all of the outrage, all of the arguments, all of the things that was going on online. You know, once again, the black community found something else to fight about, like we always do, right? So when I first saw that video, my first thought was, okay, I need more information. We got to have more information. We got to gather more information. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt from the beginning. So we need to have more information. Let's gather as much information as possible. Let's wait till more information comes out. But of course, a lot of people straight jumped off the porch. And from the beginning, people were saying, yeah, we believe her. Black men ain't S-H-I-T. Black men ain't nothing. Then on the other side, people was like, I don't believe. And then you had people like me in the middle, like, well, let's let more information come out, right? But from the beginning, sides were taken, and people were 10 toes down on each side. And someone like the Conscious Lee was a black man who was very public in condemning anybody who disagreed with his opinion on the situation and who called her out as being a liar. And so we're going to get into Conscious Lee a little bit more about this, because I've always thought he was a lame. I've always thought he was a panderer. But, you know, yeah. But, you know, just giving my opinion on that. Like, this brick lady, she's an evil, vile, degenerate, and we'll see more. And you know, I have a raspy voice theory, so don't judge me. So this raspy voice theory, and it's not for all women, but a lot of women with raspy voices be crazy. The raspy voice theory, I don't know. I could be dead wrong, but you know, I ran into a lot of women with the raspy voice, especially like that. If they got a raspy voice like that, might be crazy, might need to run. I don't know.
From that point, we have dudes that was on the scene trying to plead their case because she was accusing them of not protecting her. See what they had to say.
Girl,
she was sitting right there, but
she was literally right there, bro. See what I'm saying?
And we were coming from the gas station.
We just came from the gas station, right? And she was talking about she got hit with a brick. You know what I mean?
And we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in the suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy out here though. We never knew he was a bad guy though. You know what I mean? We saw the guy out here, like we working and stuff like that. So that was around here and stuff like that. It was moving and stuff like that with the girl before she got hit with the brick, you know? So what happened, we just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know.
Before that, she was trying to fight with another.
Yeah, trying to fight with another girl right there before she got hit with a brick, you know what I mean? She was trying to fight, you know what I mean?
Well, you heard what he just said. She tried to fight somebody before she allegedly got hit with the brick, but they're saying that they didn't witness her getting hit with the brick so far.
So what happened is we were just out here, we was chilling and stuff like that. We went in the gas station. Right after we came back outside, she was right there talking about I got hit with the brick, you know? And we was trying to help her. That's all we was trying to do. You see what I'm saying? We were trying to help her. I called the police and stuff like that. They pulled up. I talked to them. I know they got the video. The police got the video. Yeah.
And another thing too, I just thought about, and not to keep stopping, but you know how I do. But a lot of people were analyzing her wound, and you know, I've had a lot of wounds in my life, and I know. I've had wounds from concrete, bricks, and things like that, falling on them, scratching into them, you know, things like that, getting thrown at you, scraping you. And that was the thing about her injury that a lot of people was honing in on. Of course, we all playing fake doctor, but we're looking at that doesn't look like a brick wound because the skin isn't even broken. There's no abrasions anywhere. I just thought about that because it was like, well, it looked like she more so got punched rather than hit with the brick. So, you know, because she had like the hematoma on her face, looked like she was in a boxing match more so than somebody hitting her with the brick. But you know, but yeah,
we can pull out a video. I was talking to the police. She was behind me. You know what I mean?
Now there was a lot of misinformation. People were claiming that they did it for this, that, and the third reason. It was a lot of misinformation, but finally, investigation was done, and they got down to the bottom of it and found out that she was the aggressor. Peep this real quick.
The woman at the center of a viral video who claimed a man threw a brick at her head because she would not give him her phone number is now wanted by Houston police. This story got national attention after that woman live streamed what she claimed was the aftermath on Instagram and started a GoFundMe. Only KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is talking with the prosecutor on this case tonight. He joins us live near the Galleria with the latest. Bryce.
Daniela, Houston police got called to this street in September, and when they arrived, the woman seen in that viral video told them that an Uber driver threw a brick at her head and then tried to kidnap her. But tonight, she has become the focus of this criminal investigation because Houston police say the surveillance footage captured by cameras on this street doesn't match her story.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watched.
This video with more than 1 million likes on the Shade Room's Instagram page captured the moments after what appeared to be a brutal.
And you heard what she said. Hey, y'all, this black man just hit me in my face with the brick. Trigger words. She understands if I say a black man hit me in the face with a brick, that's gonna piss so many women off. So many women. Unfortunately, a good number of black women gonna be mad at her. I'm not saying all, because it's a lot of very smart black women. Because remember, so before a lot of y'all women try to come at me, remember, her main opponent was a black woman, Daphne Sutton, who was calling her out as a lot. And a lot of other black women called her on the very things that I'm calling her on. So I'm just talking the truth. Don't be in here getting mad at me for telling the truth. But listen to what she said. Some black man hit me in the face with a brick. She made sure she put an emphasis on his color because she know that that's a dog whistle.
Attack in West Houston.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
The woman is 33-year-old Roda Osman.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Seen here in tears in a hospital gown.
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No. That was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osman hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor.
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her.
And that's going to be a consistent theme for her being the aggressor. And one of the reasons she was sent to the rehab is because it's allegedly suspected that she has a drinking issue. She always be drunk in them videos and stuff, wilding on people. But like they say, the evidence that they have is showing that she was the aggressor. So she was the aggressor towards a man, a black man, but she's the victim. Evil. I mean, that's the type of person that the white supremacists just sit back and be like, yeah, man, we raised her right. She has the mind of a white supremacist. She uses her skin tone as a veil to infiltrate black people and be evil with the white supremacist mind. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm just giving you my thoughts.
Or not a brick.
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral, a blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis.
Detective Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
Prosecutors allege theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down.
The violence that I have suffered since September 3rd is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead.
In an Instagram story posted Wednesday, Osman addressed those who have doubted her.
I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money.
No, this is her taking shots at Daphne. This is her taking shots at Daphne. But listen to what she's saying. They left me for dead and all that. She's playing the ultimate victim card, playing on the sympathy of women and some men. The ultimate victim card. I'm a black woman who was attacked by a black man and nobody did anything about it because nobody protects black women. That's the sentiment she spread. Shame on her.
I have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented.
And tonight, a spokesperson for GoFundMe telling KPRC2 GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Roda Osman has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osman did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston Police. We're live near the Galleria. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
All right, Bryce, thank you.
Okay, so Roda went on a long rant on IG saying this right here yesterday, as she knew the story of her being charged was about to break across the internet.
The violence has started again. I see that these people have no content. They have nothing to do but to live off of.
The violence has started again. So anybody saying that she was lying, she's saying in her, the way she's painting the picture is people are being violent toward her by calling her out on her lies, which leads to her scamming our community and trying to ruin a man's life. Who's the violent one, really, Rhoda? Who's the violent one? You come over here cosplaying Black American culture, posing yourself as a Black woman so you can get the sympathy of Black American women. All the while you're opening your butt and taking a number 2 in our face. But shout out to Daphne for peeping that and calling her out and being 10 toes down and staying consistent on it and making sure she was brought to justice. We got to stop being so open and genuine with our culture. We got to gatekeep more. Delineate from people like her. From people like her. We're not mad at the whole continent, but we do not mess with people like Roda Osman. She can go to hell.
The Roda economy. My enemies are both invisible and have nothing to lose. Their whole platforms are built off of Black women's pain. And I have threatened and showed them that I'm going to stop them, and I'm never going to stop. I am going to make sure that this does not happen to anybody else, and I won't give up. The violence that I have fucking suffered since September 3rd is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead, but I'm still here. And I know this is a worthy cause to fight for, because these people cannot keep doing this. They can't keep doing this. And like I said, they have nothing to lose. I'm dissertating for my PhD this semester. I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money. I don't have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented, where they have nothing. But guess what? The more you try to come.
Her talent is scams. Her talent is scamming. If you were all of that, you wouldn't have did all that bullshit you did. Girl, shut up.
After me, the more you're playing yourself. Watch. God don't like ugly. I just want y'all to know that the fight is not about whether this happened or not, because everybody knows this happened. There's a confession video, there's hospital records, there's police records. For God's sakes, I made a video from the scene of the crime. This is not about whether this happened to me or not. This is about them trying to protect their platforms, them trying to protect their ideologies of benefiting off of Black women's pain. And because I've threatened to sue them and I've threatened to take down their platforms.
Benefiting off of Black women's pain. No, you're trying to extort Black women's pain. You're trying to extort Black American women's pain, and you got called out on it. You got caught by a Black American woman. Stop it.
They're trying to make sure that they can intimidate me and silence me and make me give up. But I'm not giving up, because I'm not allowing this to happen to somebody else. And I'm not allowing people to benefit off of Black women's pain. I can't imagine this happening to somebody else. I won't allow it. So guess what? They're trying to intimidate me. They're trying to silence me. They're trying to make me give up, but I won't. The more y'all come after me, the more evidence I'm pulling, the more you guys are helping my case, and the more that you guys will all have to be lined up and have to be exposed for what y'all did. Making a whole documentary out of this shit. We're going to show every single person and what they've done. You can't just hide in the dark. It's coming to light, baby. And let's be honest. If y'all weren't really scared, and when I say y'all, I mean the people that are coming after me, then why are y'all doing all of this for 4 months?
She's saying if y'all ain't really scared, she's talking about Daphne. So this is at the point where she was throwing some of everything at the wall to make sure that she can dissuade anybody she think is trying to stop her from her scam.
So why are y'all making 20 phone calls to the police? Why are y'all sending all these messages? Why are y'all fighting so hard? Because the truth is, you know that I have evidence. And the only way that y'all can win is if y'all take away my community support and if y'all make me give up and break my spirit. But my spirit will not be broken. You're the one that's weak. I'm not weak. You're the one that's scared. I'm not scared. I'm faithful. I'm very faithful. And I know that the truth will come out. And I know that the only person that will be apologizing is you guys. Because we're not apologizing. Black women are not apologizing. We're not apologizing for creating change. We're not.
This is not about Black women. This is about her. And she hijacked the emotions of Black women to get them on her side so she can scam. This ain't about black women. Don't bring black women in this. This is about you and your evil self. Go to hell, Rhoda. This has nothing to do with black women. But, unfortunately, it was a number of foolish black women who were backing her and who are still backing her. Hey, the white supremacists have done their job, because the Negroes gonna always have infighting. The white supremacists have done their job. Matter of fact, the white supremacists don't even have to do as much as they had to do in the past, because you got folk like this who gonna do the dirty work.
Apologizing for standing up to the truth. We're not apologizing for asking for justice. We're not. And y'all scared, because if y'all weren't scared, why y'all working this hard? Why can't y'all move on? Because y'all have no life.
Manipulation.
And y'all very scared. But I'm not. I'm faithful. I do need
the ragged
support. I need y'all to be just as vigilant as they are. I need y'all to be just as relentless as they are. We need y'all to tweet HPD every day, 5 times a day, telling them to give me the justice that I deserve.
See? And she's radicalizing black women. She's, go get them, black women. Go get them on my behalf, black women. And y'all ain't gonna get none of this money, but go get them though.
I need y'all to tell them that we've seen this confession video, because we will be posting the confession video, and that they've been sitting on it for 3 months. And what is the holdup? Put the pressure on them that they need, because they're putting pressure. They're applying pressure. So
now remember and not to keep stopping, but remember the officer in the interview already confirmed that there was an altercation where she assaulted somebody first, and he retaliated and hit her in the face with a water bottle. And that's what she's trying to say led to the hematoma on her face, but there's no evidence that that's the thing. But they're gonna get to that.
We need to apply the same pressure. And trust me, if this was just about me, I would have let it go, like I've let so many other black men assault me in the past. But I'm not letting this go, because this is about community change. And I've been popping my gums for years about protecting black women. So this is my opportunity to actually do that. And I'm going to stay faithful to that. This God has made me a tool for change, and I'm going to I understand the assignment, and I'm going to complete the assignment like I always do.
God, like, oh, do not bring me into this with your little raggedy bonnet. Do not bring me into this.
With straight A's. I don't like being in this position. It doesn't feel good, but I know it's necessary, and I know I'm strong enough to be here. But I need y'all too, because this is for us.
Now, the man who was involved, he did speak to a content creator by the name of Tanya TKO, I believe that's her name, and we did cover that as well. Peep this clip real quick. We have Olon Douglas, the man who was accused of hitting her with a brick. He's speaking, and he sat down with Tanya TKO on a live stream and answered some questions. And this one was kind of interesting right here, as she asked him, what was the level?
Tanya TKO can go to hell too.
Of intensity that you hit the lady back that claimed that you hit her with a brick. What was the level of intensity? And this was his response.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being how you would hold a baby, and 10 being the way you would swing at Kimbo Slice, right?
Oh, it was a 3 or a 4, to be really honest with you.
So when you hit her with your hand,
I know 100% that her face didn't come from me. I know 100%. No, I'm not going to say 100%. I know 90% that she must have already had a big lump on her face before she even entered the club.
This is a theory that was already out there. However, I want you to answer the question on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how hard you hit her.
4.
A 4. Okay.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Look at the comments.
3 or 4. Okay, so that's about the way that you would hit a child.
3 or 4.
With the same type of strength that you would hit a child.
3 or 4.
Okay. All right. Well, those are my questions. People want to know why you're fidgeting so much too. They think you got a lot of nervous energy.
Okay, so now all that plus some more things I'm pretty sure that Daphne would go over when she do her live stream. All that led to Roda Osman, the brick lady, being found guilty. She was found guilty. That puts a button on the situation. Y'all will not be seeing her on social media anymore for 10 years. Unless she got some burner or try to do some other type of scams. That's that way of scamming it. You're done for. Hell nah, brick lady. Hell nah. Hell nah. But hey, man, y'all gotta let me know what you gotta say in the comments.
Yeah, so that's Stacey's coverage of the brick lady. She full of shit. And, you know, she went on that full campaign to denigrate that man's name, to ruin that man's life. And once again, that's not the first scam. And she was also going after Daphne to try to cover her lie, but Daphne was on it. Because remember, Daphne was the first person to call the police and check up on it. A black woman, an American black woman. Think she says she's from Chicago. Called the police and started to check up on it and did a lot of digging and investigation. Her main opponent was a black woman. I'm just saying, you know, Roda Osman is a diabolical person. But the sad thing is there's more people like her out there in the world. So we gotta be careful about who we're around. Stay safe at all times and just, you know, stay prayed up, because greatly keep receipts of everything. It's greatly. That's wild. That's wild. So please make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and share. Like, the psychology of somebody who exists like that, she's a psychopath. She's a black white supremacist. So we're getting into this video of Daphne Sutton, celebrity, the queen of accountability, the woman who helped bring the lying ass brick lady to justice. So share my screen. Let's get to it. Go ahead and tell us what it is, Daphne. And the link to this video is in the description as well.
She posted. I'm overwhelmed right now. I've been getting
I want to play that
Thursday. Okay. If you guys are able to hear me good, just let me know in the comments that you can hear me. I'm on my computer today. This is different for me, so let me know in the comments if you guys are able to hear me clear before I start. Are we all good? We good to go? Okay. Y'all, I'm excited. I'm on top of the moon right now, guys. I've been getting phone calls all day. My iPhone started overheating. I had to turn my phone off because I was getting so many texts and inboxes. I mean, guys, I'm overwhelmed right now. I've been getting inboxes from celebrities, people that are affiliated with the show Power. Like, y'all, listen to me. Listen to me when I say God is catapulting me, y'all. I don't care what nobody says about me. I know who I am, and I know that if you do good things come your way. Y'all know how it works. When you do bad, you don't get that far. So we're here, guys. It took 2 years and 1 month, but we're here. This case took forever. And I want to remind you that the reason why this case took so long is because the date kept getting moved. Okay, so a lot of people have just started following me from threads and things like that. So they didn't know anything about Roda. I don't know how they didn't. You know, this case went viral, but there are people that I know that don't really know about this case altogether. So I just want to remind some people of why we are here. Roda Osman, who is a Somali, but you know, she claims that she's a black woman whenever she's in trouble. She got on TikTok and she lied to
say, I'm not the only one saying it. I'm not the only one saying. I'm glad she just said that. I'm not the only one saying it. She used the black American culture. She uses the culture as a costume when she in trouble. The dog whistle. Go get the crazy black men. I'm just saying, I ain't the only one who see it.
A lot of people and said that she was assaulted with a brick by Olin Douglas, a black man in Houston, because she wouldn't give up the digits. She posted this on her TikTok story. If anybody has TikTok, they know that it will only stay on for about 24 hours and then it vanishes, right? So when I first saw the TikTok and I looked at her video, I knew it was capped from day one. And from day one, September the 3rd at 7:30 p.m., I was on this case. And I want to remind Black women, because it's Black women who don't like me, who hate my guts. If you post anything publicly and it's a scam, I am on your ass like a lace wig. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care how you feel about me, but you will not get by lying. Rhoda could have had Olin Douglas unalived. You know, I got to speak YouTube terms. Easy. Olin Douglas has a child. So when she put this lie out there, he was a mark. They were looking for this man. Whole time she was capping. But I want to remind you of that video, because some people are new to the Queen of Accountability and some people are new to this scammer. So let me just take you back into time 2 years and just remind you of the lie that this woman said. And I'm going to start from the beginning of the lie when she was hanging out with her friend. I want to also remind you that in Texas, weed is illegal, meaning you're not supposed to be smoking no weed out there. So this woman did so many different things, and now she's going to be held accountable, or she is being held accountable. So let me take you back into time, and then we're going to get into the gist of the show, okay?
My friend is coming to visit me. So, you know, I got some fresh flowers, some food, some snacks, some drinks, some smoke. And she don't even know. We be outside till 9 a.m. in Houston. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jaton Griffin? What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody.
How sick do you have to be able to act like that? How diabolical, demented do you have to be able to become this character? How evil? Throw her ass away.
Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, what are you gonna do? And I told all these men, like, yo, why this man got a brick on my face? And he's holding a brick.
Lying,
and
man.
all these niggas is watching and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face and they're all just watching. And they let that nigga get in the car.
How y'all feel about non-FBA using the N-word toward FBA? Especially ones like her, who's a white supremacist. I'm just saying. Well, how y'all feel about that?
How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
I have never in my life. Now listen to me, guys. The acting was top tier to these gullible women. Everyone with a brain knew that she was capping. I have never in my life. And I'm like, yo, and y'all just let the nigga get in the court. Because that shit didn't happen, guys. That never happened. She pictured that happening in her head. And that's when you know that someone might need a therapist or they need to be in a psych ward because they think this really happened. Y'all saw the woman crying. You saw boogers. You saw snot. And the truth of the matter is she assaulted Olin and he defended himself. Okay? That is the truth of the matter. It was on video. It was recorded. That is what happened. But Rhoda got her ass up on this internet and had black men looking like the villain. She separated a whole community off of this lie. Now, people.
I'm glad she's saying it. I'm glad she's saying it. I'm glad she's saying it. Because didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? All right.
People with a brain was able to call cap at the beginning. But these gullible black women, a part of the sisterhood, this tugged at their heartstrings, you guys.
Yep.
They started sending this broad money.
Yep.
Even though a lot of us knew that this was not true, what she was saying. It just didn't come off right. Who holds a camera, looks down, and then looks back at the camera? A Tubi actor would do that. This was a Tubi scene right here. And then we all know in a hospital, you're not supposed to be recording. HIPAA. Y'all gotta go. So that is the initial video that I saw. And when I saw it, I knew she was capping. I mean, I can lie to y'all right now and cry. I've never in my life. And you said, what are you gonna do? And guys, it's easy. That's all she did. And when that camera panned away, she probably wiped the tears off and said, okay, let's see how much money I can get from these idiots. Because people started giving her money. Okay. Now, when I saw that, I knew something wasn't right. So I started talking to the Houston police that night, made a call to them that night and said, hey, did you guys get a call that this woman was assaulted? They said no. Right? So I said I wanted to put this on the record. Can I send you where I saw this video? It's going to disappear. I did all that, but it still didn't sit right with me. So I continued to do my investigation, and that is when I found that this loser did this scam before. In 2020 in Minnesota, she said she was assaulted by a man. Right? Same narrative, same story.
So this was the first scam she ran a while ago. So yeah, so just to be clear, this is the first scam that she ran years ago to get money. She claimed some black men beat her up, but I think the truth of the matter was she got into it with a black woman and got whooped and blamed the black man. So she probably was on that. Allegedly on that sauce again. I don't know.
If you look at the date of when I posted this, her first scam, it says September the 4th at the bottom. I know a lot of y'all can't see it because I have a banner right there. I'm sorry, but it's on my Instagram. So when I saw that scam, I compared the scams. She got paid in the first scam too. And the crazy thing about it is when I sent this to the police, they got on it right away. This is what led to this woman being found guilty, the first scam. Now, I'm going to say shout out to her ex-friend, Rachel Moe, because Rachel Moe was actually there in 2020 when it happened. The only thing she didn't do was report it. And had she have reported Rhoda for the first scam, there wouldn't have been a second. But you know how it is when you have friends. A lot of women, they support their friends at the time. But Rachel Moe was able to confirm that, hey, she didn't get assaulted by a man.
Listen,
she got her butt kicked by a female guard.
I'm gonna let her say it again.
Moe was actually there in 2020 when it happened. The only thing she didn't do was report it. And had she have reported Rhoda for the first scam, there wouldn't have been a second. But you know how it is when you have friends. A lot of women, they support their friends at the time. But Rachel Moe was able to confirm that, hey, she didn't get assaulted by a man. She got her butt kicked by a female guard.
I'm just saying.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
It's always a man's fault. Her friend testified that she did not, in fact, get assaulted by a man. She got into it with a woman and got whooped and blamed black men. 2 GoFundMes she created off of lies saying that black men assaulted her, playing on the gullibility, like Daphne said, using Daphne's word, the gullibility, the emotions, the sentiments of black women, especially the ones who hate black men. Shame on all y'all. And her friend ain't shit either, because her friend should have said something the first time. Her friend ain't shit either.
You know, so the fact that she got on the internet and said the same lie, she even described the guy. There was a guy that was there who was 6 feet tall and he was black, but he never put his hands on Rhoda. That is what led to Rhoda getting in the most trouble, the first scam, because she got away with it, y'all. Nobody reported it. I would never hang out with somebody and then let them lie on a black man. Now, I'm not judging her ex-friends.
I am.
But if you're in my circle and you accuse a black man,
I'm judging the hell out of her friend. Go to hell, friend. You go to hell too. You could have said something. You knew she was lying and you ain't say nothing then. Go to hell, friend. I'm judging the hell out of you, friend. You ain't shit either.
And of attacking you and he didn't, we're not cool no more. That's the way Daphne gets down. But the sisterhood, they will protect and defend a scammer with their wigs, their life. They don't care. And the minute you call out the scammer, you're then called a narcissist. You're called a stalker. You're called every name in the book. I want you guys to know that when you do the right thing, it does come with a tax. it does come with court cases. You can't do this type of work and expect to have a clean record where you're never accused of doing something you didn't do. It's going to happen because women do that to avoid being held accountable. Rhoda tried to do it to me in court, and we're going to get into the gist. Should never be able to talk about it, but this is what happens when you don't take a plea and you think that you're tough and you think you're a gangster and you think you're going to get off. Her attorney was black, but I knew that attorney wasn't going to do a great job because I looked into his record. He made a mistake in 2019, took some funds from somebody. I looked at that. He was reprimanded. So what I'm saying is you got to look at the whole story. I feel like her attorney only took her case because she was trending. Because when I met him, he didn't like me and he tried to belittle me, but we're going to get to that because I knew he wasn't going to win that case. And if I had not went out there and provided all my evidence, y'all, she would have got away with it. Or she would have got maybe a misdemeanor, a slap on the wrist. So I don't care what anyone says about Daphne. I did that shit. I did it. And Rhoda's not the only one. Jasmine Moss is going to be facing charges. Lucretia is going to be facing charges. Rhoda's not my only, case. If anybody remembers, last year, Jasmine Moss went down because of me. This year, Lucretia Cohen went down because of me. And the FBI called me directly. So y'all can say what y'all want, but, the facts are right there. So I wanted to get into something else here on this. So a lot of you guys know that Rhoda had a lot of supporters. I want to call out this one person because he's a fraud, and I'm saying it with my chest.
So this is where conscious Lee or unconscious Flea, what a lot of people call him. This is where Conscious Lee comes in. So if you don't know who Conscious Lee is a dude who I came across on TikTok years ago who fashioned himself as a conscious brother, a pro-black brother, a brother who's for black women and all those things here. But he's really just a panderer, a service level panderer who talk fast. I think he know what the hell he's talking about. I'm from the streets. So I know bullshit when I see it, hear it, smell it. I know how to read. I'm studied. I don't know it all, but I know enough. And I know I have this feeling in my solar plex. I get this feeling in my solar plex. I get that feeling if something good is happening. And I get that feeling when something bad is happening. So, on that level, a lot of people who have had that, hell no, he ain't talking about nothing feeling. A lot of people that had that feeling like he might not be a good person. My intuition was correct. It might not come right out, but eventually it comes out. Every single person that my intuition have told me that person was a lame. They ended up to be lame, scammers, fakes, all those things. And Conscious Lee was one of those people. And Conscious Lee stood 10 toes down, demonizing anybody who called Roda Osman a liar. So that's what we're getting into. So the Conscious Lee, man, he's been exposed, and but people are still going to follow him and support him because the community's brain is shot. So
The Conscious Lee said I made his ass itch. He said a lot of stuff about me. He called me a fake celebrity. He said that Rhoda is telling the truth and I'm a clown. He belittled me. And last year when I said that Rhoda had the felony warrant, he didn't even double down and apologize. He was just saying, well, she was assaulted. She did have a mark on her face, right? And he continues to double down. He blocked me on all platforms because he's a clown. But I want to remind you how the Conscious Lee, according to his page, it says that he lives in Houston. Well, hey, Conscious Lee, I didn't see you in court. I mean, you wouldn't have been able to go inside, but you could have been on the outside supporting your friend. You were in Houston, sir. If Rhoda is your homegirl and y'all cool like that, where were you? I didn't see any of her 91,000 followers.
Because he internet panderer banger. Twitter fingers. He ain't nothing in real life. Because if he was really 10 toes down with her, he would have been in that courtroom. If he was really 10 toes down with her, he'd have had some kind of evidence to help. But of course, he was using that situation to build his platform to get more eyes on him. He attaches himself to viral situations, panders, and gets people to follow him. Because one thing he does know, and one thing he is informed about, is how insane, crazy, gullible, and slow a lot of people are. And they will follow anything that validates their thoughts or their feelings and makes them feel good. So yeah.
Followers in that courtroom. Not one. Not one of her followers from Instagram showed up. Why?
And remember, consciously represents the conscious community. I learned a long time ago that the conscious community, that was just the name. It's not a lot of consciousness in that community.
All these chicks on TikTok, Roda, you're innocent, you're a black woman. None of those tricks were in court that day. None of those days that I was there. I flew from Illinois. Some of y'all lived in Texas and wasn't supporting your homegirl. It was fake support. All those people that she did those shows with, the Clubhouse and all them fake ass people, they only did that to get money off of Rhoda's name. But Roda couldn't catch on to that. A scammer couldn't recognize other scammers, and that's okay.
That's what consciously did.
None of those people were in the courtroom. I expected consciously to be there because he was her biggest ass eater, right? Roda's still innocent, and y'all from Facebook want to be gangsters. Let's go back into his dehydrated dread commentary of what he said about me. Let's go to it.
And then this really the part that had me scratching my ass. TikTokers provide police information on Osman false claims past alleged scams. During the investigation, detectives said they received call from Daphne Sutton, a mental health advocate and blogger on TikTok, who believed Osman was conducting a scam because similar situation happened in Minneapolis in 2020. Daphne Sutton, the queen of accountability that literally made about 30, you know what I'm saying, it's exaggeration. I say probably like 10 to 15 different Twitter videos about her calling Houston law enforcement and saying, hey, Ro, yeah, she's scamming. Queen of accountability.
Do y'all see how stupid he sounded? Do y'all get that? I want to remind y'all that he said that about me. He said that about me. And he said that Roda wasn't a scammer, right? His biggest supporter, but she admitted that she likes to scam. This is the problem, you guys. Even today, he's not trying to apologize to me, which is okay. You look like a fool, not me. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And I never once returned the favor and said, well, I'm sure you make a lot of people's asses itch. You're a clown. The dude knows how to market himself and prey on women, getting their attention, thinking that he cares about them. But the whole time, somebody said he was married to a Caucasian queen. So y'all got to start looking into these people. He lived in Houston.
Consciously is a scammer as well. I don't really know and care enough about him to go into who he's married to, but he's a scammer as well. The scammers winning. Why are these scammers winning so much against the black community? Why is Black America so susceptible to scam? This is two scammers in one.
Not too far from where we were in criminal court, but he wasn't there for his homegirl. So y'all can say what y'all want about people that support people, but he's not a true supporter of Roda. He was just using her for the money. He got a good TikTok check. I'm sure he did. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth, right? We can't sit up here and lie and say that she didn't do it. Now, I want to remind y'all that Roda, when I was on this case, she made some threats to me, and I never took it to court. But there was a video that she said to me, and I wanted to play this to y'all because I always go back to it because it's funny. The DA has this video too, but I want to remind y'all that Roda called me a bitch and said that she was going to sue me. As of today, I have not received a lawsuit. She saw me in person this week. Didn't say anything. She actually looked away. And when I was on the stand, she gave me the death stare and I gave it right back because she knew that it was over. Roda and her attorney did not expect me to show up. Oh, she lives in Illinois. She's not going to get on the plane. Now, I want to tell y'all, I do not like to fly. I am terrified to fly, but I got my ass on that plane. And if anybody knows me, they know that I would rather drive. I would drive from New York to Cali if I could to avoid flying. I got my ass on this flight. It was a bumpy and scary ass flight. I thought I was going to die before my birthday and I wasn't going to be able to, give my testimony. That's how terrified I was. I was on the plane with a woman named Hannah. Shout out to Hannah for holding my hand because I was about to get off the plane and go nowhere because we was already in the air, y'all. That's how bad it was. I wanted off the plane, but I did it. I did it for this. So I need y'all to know that I put my own, mental health on the line to get this done. But anyways, I wanted to, play this video and we're going to go into it. It's going to be fun.
Y'all, this is the first time I've even acknowledged this unhinged woman, the queen of accountability, the queen of delusion. She calls herself a life coach with no emotional intelligence. And she's a fake lawyer too, because apparently she's suing me. And she's a fake police officer because apparently she has an investigation on me. And apparently she's a fake judge because she's about to put a felony on me. I mean, a fake prosecutor because she's about to put a felony on me too. This can destroy 1 million people's lives. You're still going to be sad. You're still going to have no friends. Your husband still won't like you. Your kids will still be ashamed of you. You're talentless. You lie. You have no ethics. You have no morals. You have no hobbies. You have no friends.
That's what it sounds like when you're being desperate. You know, you're back against the wall and you're just throwing any and everything at the wall to see what sticks, because you know your lies are crumbling around you. And I'm glad they did, because you're a horrible person. You ain't shit for accusing innocent people and trying to ruin their lives. You're accusing these men of doing something that they did not do and trying to ruin their lives. Forget you, Rhoda.
Like, girl, and now you won't have no money because I'm going to take it all. See you in court, bitch.
Well, the bitch saw me in court. The bitch saw me in court, and she didn't have that same energy. Apparently, she's a model. She gonna do that. I did all of that. You were investigated, you were charged, and you were convicted. So who lied? I didn't lie. She said I didn't have no friends. Well, for some reason, I didn't see any of hers in the courtroom. The only people that showed up was her dad and a couple of her siblings. That was it. 3 people. 3 people showed up for this Somalian liar. That's it. 3. And her dad gave me a cold stare. Like he was going to do something, but he wasn't going to do nothing. Nothing at all. That was the only people that showed up for her. She said, I don't have no friends or community. She had no community. We in your state. We're in your state, ma'am. And not one follower or friend showed up for this broad, because everybody was talking all that stuff behind the keyboard. But when it was time to show up, nobody showed up for this liar. And I'm sure if it was done down here in Illinois, I would have had a group of people showing up for me. She didn't even have one follower in the courtroom, y'all. Everybody was scared. They knew that this woman was lying. They just rode the wave to get paid. And that's the problem with the Black community. We need to start calling out women who do this. Olin Douglas could have been hurt.
Right.
His daughter could have been hurt. Y'all not thinking of the bigger picture. I'm being called a snitch. I don't give a fuck. What about those people that probably gave Rhoda their last dollar, thinking she was assaulted by a Black man? Are we not thinking about the people that she preyed on? Are we not talking about when she was at the strip club throwing money, doing headstands, but supposedly she had head trauma? When are we going to call out our community? That's the problem, and that's why people don't like me.
Right.
They don't like me because I call it out. And when you call it out, they try to shame you. Oh, you're ugly. You're a monkey. You're this, you're that. To make you feel like you ain't shit. But you are doing something. You know you're doing something right. And when you do right, the Black community, they tend to talk the most shit. Then they tell you to talk about white people instead. I'm sorry, but I'm talking about my people instead. And there's going to be more Rhodas. And I'm gonna be right on their ass. I don't care how many y'all, how many of y'all get in the group. I'm gonna take you down one by one. But I also wanted to bring up when Rhoda thought she could do black magic on me, and she thought that she can put a voodoo hex on me. That didn't work either. But let's look at it again. Let's rewind a little bit here.
You think you fucking with me, but I'm about to lay your ass to rest. See where I'm at? I'm at the cemetery. Bitch, I'm about to lay you to rest. It's coming right back to you.
I remember coming across that video, I think on TikTok or something. I was scrolling one day and I came across that video and I just laughed as loud as I could, because she's trying everything she can to try to get Daphne to back down so she can continue scamming. Because think about that. Think about what I'm saying. She's trying everything she can to get Daphne to back down so she can continue scamming the Black community and having false accusations upon Black men who didn't do anything to her. Y'all tell me what type of person you think that is. Y'all tell me if that ain't white supremacy energy or not. Because her main targets are always Black people, Black American people. Her main targets are always Black people. I'm just saying.
Well, it must have missed me because it didn't come to me at all. So all that black magic that the sisterhood is doing, trust me, it don't work. That black magic didn't keep her ass out of jail. She's currently in jail right now until January 26th. And a lot of y'all still thought I was lying on that too. Well, she just posted on her Instagram. No, she didn't. She posted a day ago. She posted on her story, and after that, she was convicted. That's the way it worked. She doesn't have her phone right now. Maybe somebody has it, but it ain't her. Okay? This ain't a game. Now, when we hold people accountable, we have to expect people to say that you're a snitch and all this other stuff because they want you to feel like you did something wrong. But if you stand on truth, it doesn't matter what people say about you. You just got to stand. You got to stand on what you say and know that whatever anybody says, the truth will always come out. But I wanted to show you guys some of the videos that were played in court. Now, some of these that I showed you guys, some of those were played in court, but the one that was the funniest was her.
So do give context. This video was put out 12 days ago on Daphne Sutton's YouTube channel. And her YouTube channel is Celebri, CELEBRI, the capital D podcast. This video was put out 12 days ago. So if you feel a little dated for you a little bit, but it's just 12 days ago.
Saying that black people love to scam. I want to remind you guys that the judge, he was not black, he was white. And he was a no-nonsense judge. Thank you so much, BLD, Bad Rasta. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, sir. So hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. I was trying to pin this. Okay, so this is one of the videos that were played. Now, I want to remind you guys that when we were in court, there was 14 people in the jury box, and only one of them was black. It was a guy. There was one black man. That was it. That was it. The rest of the people were Caucasian. So when I saw the jury, I knew that she probably wasn't going to have a chance. The only blacks were Rhoda, me, and her attorney. We were the only ones that were of color. And, and the one juror, the black guy. Before they let the jury in, it was just us three. That was it. So I knew, and you have to make sure when you're playing the race card, you got to make sure that you stand on what you say. Don't try to bitch up in court now. But I wanted to play y'all one of the videos where she said that she loved the scam.
Once again, re-emphasizing she's using race as a weapon. She's using all of the negative tropes that have always existed about black men in the black community. She's using that to her advantage to try to scam and get what she wants and get other people possibly hurt.
This is why she has a social media ban, because during the time that she was going through this case, she continued to post and shake her ass and we outside. All that. That's all she did. And if her attorney was a good person, he would have told Rhoda to stay off the internet. If Rhoda would have stayed off the internet and didn't do those Clubhouse interviews and YouTube videos and all that, Rhoda would have probably had a shorter ban. It could have been 5 years. But the biggest issue with her is that she could not stop posting. She is a social media, attention-seeking hyena. So he took that from her. To a lot of people, they think Rhoda got off. Rhoda's, her consequences were much worse than Carly Russell. Carly Russell had them spending $100,000 looking for nobody. 100,000 of them things, y'all. She had helicopters in the air. They had bloodhounds in the woods. And all she got was 2 misdemeanors. That is getting off easy. That's getting off easy. Rhoda was not given a pass. Right now, she's in jail right now with Big BB in them.
I say put her in there for 3 years for trying to ruin people's lives. That's what I say. But that's just me.
I'm sure she's not shaking her ass in jail, but she's in there. And from what I was told, people would rather go to prison in Houston than jail. So I'm positive where she's at right now, it's not a walk in the park. They're not going to let her get away with all that. It ain't going to happen out there. They don't play. Them ball daggers, they dagger out there. They don't play games. So when I tell you that this was a great punishment, it was an excellent punishment. Because even after she does that time, she has to work on her substance abuse. She has to do all that. GPS monitoring for a decade. She's going to be 45 years old when she's able to go back on Instagram and say, So for 10 years, we're going to have peace. We're going to have peace. That is, I don't know how y'all don't see that as like a win. This is a huge win. But anyways, let me go here. This is funny.
But you have these these white police officers who unalived Black children and made $1 million and had a GoFundMe, and they did not bring that energy to these people that hate us. And that's what really upsets me about my people. And I tell this to every single person that has an issue with you, that try to get you shut down. I'm like, how dare y'all come at this Black woman and y'all don't even have the
See how she got these other Black foolish women riled up.
facts.
And y'all,
you
we
got
also say that Black people, we love scamming. We talk about scamming all the time. Like since when do we have a problem with scamming? Last time.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear this fool? You hear this fool? She really saying that. She really saying that.
I checked. I want Black people to scam. They scammed us.
You hear that?
So just a word of advice, that's not the best advice to put out when you're facing felony charges. She said, I want people to scam us. I want Black people to scam. They scammed us. You're saying that, and when that was played, the jury box, I looked over at them and they were just like, whoa. But I wanted to show you guys the other videos from 2020. So Rhoda knows how to talk very, very professional. Like y'all heard her say, and I was like, yo, he hit me with a brick. Y'all know how she knows how to talk like she's from New York, and then she knows how to talk very eloquently. So the jury box only knew her by her PhD status and, oh, she's a wonderful, upstanding citizen. But when they heard her saying, you gonna be a pussy all your life, nigga, I'm telling y'all, I had to pray. Because I was in the jury box when they played this video. And man, guys, I almost got myself in trouble because when they played it, the older people, the older white people, they were looking at Rhoda like in disgust because of the way she was talking. They didn't hear her talk like this. This is who she really is. Her attorney tried to get this stricken off the record. He didn't want this to be shown to the jury because he said the cuss words is painting his client in a negative light. But she said that.
Right.
Why would we erase what she did? She did that shit, right? And then she said, I never said that it was a guy who assaulted me. We know what niggas are. Black women refer to niggas as men, right? Then when she said that the niggas was over 6 feet tall, then they knew that she lied again. But guys, listen, when they played this video, I had to look down because the jury box, they had me rolling. And I'm so glad I didn't laugh because I could have gotten in trouble, okay? So let me play y'all this video and then we'll get into some more stuff.
And they mad because you trying to fucking beat somebody. They mad because you trying to beat somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They don't beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Grown ass niggas trying to beat me up. Grown ass niggas.
And remember, this is the situation that the officer was referring to in the beginning of the video, or in the first video, of her getting into it with a woman and not a man.
Trying to beat me up for no reason. Look at me. I'm not a bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person. And they try to do this to me. Guess what? It's up and down for a real nigga. But you gonna be a pussy all your life, nigga. All your life you gonna be a pussy. All your life you gonna be a pussy. And I fought for myself because I'm a gangsta ass bitch. What's up? It's up and down.
She said something about Nagasaki and Hiroshima or something. And she don't even speak Japanese, but I heard Nagasaki. But her ass is crazy. She is a crazy ass woman. And she's willing to take down as many black people as possible. And black people are dumb enough rather to support somebody like this. All because they played on the emotions, the bitterness, the hatred of a lot of black women who hate black men. Wow.
For a real nigga. But you gonna be a loser all your life, nigga. Trying to beat up a woman for fucking leaving and doing something with your life. When your ass is fucking a loser all your life, nigga. You can't beat me up. You can't. It's all good. They gave me a real good shiner though. Grown ass niggas over fucking 6 feet tall.
Look at this violent black man. Look at this violent black man. Look at this violent black man. What is wrong with this mother? You gonna touch her? You gonna touch her? You gonna touch her?
Gaslighting.
Yeah.
Gaslighting.
They saw all of that.
Gaslighting 101. She's a menace to the community. She's an enemy to the community. She's an enemy to the community. A straight enemy, straight white supremacist. So when I say that's white supremacist behavior, we're showing you white supremacist behavior in display. She's a white supremacist in black skin. She would do the bidding of the white man. She's a bed wench, a butter biscuit, what Tariq said, butter biscuit eating bed wench. That's what she is. Go to hell, Roda Osman. Go to hell.
Look at this violent black man. That was the black man that allegedly put his hands on her, but she recorded herself saying, look at this violent black man, trying to provoke that man to do something, and he didn't do anything but push another black man. That's all he did. But if you guys look at the video, she started speaking in that language. The jury box, some of them looked like they wanted to laugh too. It was really, really hard not to laugh because they knew her by how she was speaking very eloquently, and yes sir, no ma'am, and then they hear her say, it's up and down for a real nigga. You gonna be a pussy all your life, nigga. All your life, nigga. Niggas try to beat me up. Niggas try to beat me up. Same type of verbiage from the first video. If you guys notice that, oh, but you gave me a good shiner. That never happened. So when I sent them the first scam, guys, they reached out to the Minnesota police and they started working with them. And they noticed that she didn't file a police report for that attack, but she got the money. Now, here's the best part about it. So, like I told you guys, I got on the plane. You know, first I was gonna make an excuse not to go, but I got my ass on the plane and it was a bumpy ride. And the whole time I was there, I was thinking about how I was going to do this, because I also wanted to now say, when I was flown out to Houston, I couldn't talk about this case. I couldn't talk about when I was leaving. I couldn't talk about when I was there. I couldn't talk about when I departed from there until I got back here and the case was over. Then I was able to talk. It was so bad that on the first day, the judge warned me that if any of this got out, they would walk me across the street to the jail. That's how they don't play out there in Houston. I wish Illinois was just like Houston. They don't play that shit. If you would have came in there trying to record, they would have walked your ass right across the street, right there to the jail, booked you, and your ass would have been right in there. You would have been right there. So when I got on the plane, unfortunately, guys, my husband couldn't come. My husband had a big project and he could not come. They flew me out there like at the last minute. At the last minute, they booked my flight. They didn't, and I'm not mad about it because I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know it would be so quick. My husband had already had things planned for me for my birthday weekend. All of that got canceled. Was I upset? Kinda, because remember, this was supposed to be done in September. I didn't want it to get to this point where I was going out there for my birthday, but I flew out on Sunday and I had to fly out there by myself. Now, I'd never been to Houston, so I didn't know the ins and outs of Houston. And I couldn't bring no type of like mace or nothing with me. So I went out there alone. And when I arrived in the airport, I told the people who I was looking for, they were like, oh, you're one of the special people that gets picked up by like law enforcement. So I was like, oh, okay, because I had a special number on my badge, on my itinerary. So I did get picked up by one of the DAs, and he was very, very nice to me. He picked me up. He said that we got you in a nice hotel. You're going to be protected. I'm like, protected? So I'm thinking somebody going to try to hurt me, but you got to remember, this was a felony case and it's a serious case. And a lot of people do get a little froggy, and remember, Rhoda wasn't expecting me to show up. She wasn't. So when I got there, they were very nice. I got to my hotel. They waited with me to make sure I got checked in. I was very protected. They brought my food up. I never left my hotel because I would have been in unfamiliar territory. So I stayed in my hotel until the police would come and pick me up. But y'all, I was hooked up. It felt good to be treated like, like a queen. They knew my birthday was coming up, so they knew they thought I would be mad that I was there, but I wasn't. I just wanted to get this done. I wanted to make sure they knew that I'm excited to do this, and I'm not gonna let this woman get away with it. So I just wanted to show y'all, they put me in a very nice room. Because if they would have put me in a Motel 6, we would have had some issues, right? But y'all, my room was flawless. Y'all, I felt like a queen. I went in there and I sat up there. I was like, okay. I stayed at the Sam Houston. It's an affiliate of the Hilton. I said, they doing their thing out here. So I always want to say shout out to the Houston police and the DA, cyber crimes. Y'all, I was living like a queen. My mirror had the UV light. It was beautiful, y'all. I felt important, you know? And so when I checked in, I was in the hotel, ordered me some food. I was hungry. And then I got the listing of what we were going to talk about. Now, court didn't start. Court wasn't supposed to start until 8. So the next day, it was Monday, and the car came. The DA came to pick me up. They needed me to be downstairs by 7. I didn't understand why so early. But when I first arrived there, I didn't get no good sleep, because I haven't slept without my husband in like years. So I was acting like a little baby, like, damn, I'm about to sleep by myself, you know? And so I got up the next day. It was Monday. They came to pick me up. We went down to the criminal, court. Once we got there, guys, I thought we were just going to go through the detectors and bam, everything was going to get started. That's not what happened. When I got there, their security is so tight. So this is why I love Houston and the way they do things. Their detectors can detect the wiring in your bra. And I noticed that in Illinois and other states I've been to, if I had to go through a detector, they didn't catch the wiring in my bra. That's how sensitive their security was. Not only that, I was wearing glasses. They made me take them off and they ran them through a separate machine, because allegedly people like to illegally record in Houston. So they will wear the meta glasses. So they actually have signs saying, if you have meta glasses, your ass is in trouble. They didn't put your asses in trouble, but you will be charged. Like, guys, when they say no recording devices, people have come there with cameras on their earrings. They've come with cameras on their necklace, cameras on their buttons. Houston is privy to all that shit. So shout out to Houston for being on top of these liars and people that like to illegally record you in court so they can fuck with the evidence and fuck with it and say you look like a clown and all that. They do that so that they can record you and you can't say you did or didn't look like that. So to protect everybody, they make sure that you can't get in there with any recording devices. Your phone has to actually be off. And I mean off. If they see it lit up and you're not using it for evidence or whatever, you'll be held in contempt. So Houston is really scary when it comes to the law. They don't give you a second chance. It's like one chance. So after I got through the detector, it took about 10 minutes because I had to take my shoes, my socks off. Yo, they weren't playing games. I got through, and then I was in the courtroom, and we were there before everybody. So the DA walked me to another room so that I can go over the listing of the questions I was going to be asked. And guess who we ran into? We ran into Roda. It's like she saw a ghost. She knew it was me. Now, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I did put on some stylish glasses. I had the curly hair. So I didn't think she would notice me that fast, but she did. And when she saw me, she looked at me like, damn, she is here. But Roda wasn't with her attorney. She was there by herself. So the DA was just like, we're gonna have to go this way. So we went another way. And then he told me, okay, Roda's here. We should be getting started at 8 o'clock. I was like, cool. So 8 o'clock comes and her attorney still isn't there. So the judge said, did we all agree on 8 o'clock? And they were like, yeah, it was 8 o'clock. So I'm sitting there like, what the hell is happening? So 8:30 comes and he still isn't there. It's just Roda there and me, the DA, and the jurors were already in the room. So the judge started to get mad and he said, okay, something must be wrong. 8:45, her attorney strolls in like it was 8 o'clock. And when he came in there, I looked up like, wow, he's late. And the judge said, I thought we said 8 o'clock. Her attorney said, I thought we agreed on 8:30. Was it 8 o'clock? He said it was 8 o'clock. And y'all, the judge, it's like a switch came on in his head. He started yelling at her attorney. How dare you get here late? 8:45. Who do you think you are? My time is very valuable. You don't ever get here late. Do you think I just sit around waiting for y'all to show up? And at first I thought it was a skit. So I kept looking like, what is going on? He yelled at her attorney bad and said, don't you ever show up late like that again. He said, your client beat you here. Last week, she was late and you were on time. He said, get it together. Don't waste my time anymore. You're okay. Sorry, Your Honor. I was like, damn. So the judge was already in one of those moods because he was 45 minutes late. Now, mind you, he strolled in at 8:45. We had all been there since 7. Well, me and the DA and us. So I was already mad. So once he got there, everybody started getting the paperwork going, and Rhoda looked over at me like, damn, she really is here. The DA told me I need you to, be strong and don't be afraid. And I'm like, I'm not afraid. What is she gonna do to me? We in court. And so he gave me the listing, and he told me that first we were gonna speak off the record, and then we're gonna go on the record when the jury comes. So I said, okay, cool. This is gonna be a walk in the park. You guys, her attorney, being a black man, he tried to belittle me. He asked me about my education. I said I have 4 college degrees. Did you actually finish these degrees? Yeah, I did. I finished my college degrees. I told him what the degrees were. He said, are you...
The hell you mean, did you finish the degrees? You don't get the degree if you ain't finished, fool. You should know that. You a lawyer. Stupid. A stupid woman got a stupid lawyer, and that's why they lost. Well, she lost because she was guilty of lying on people, but it was the universe lining up to get her a stupid lawyer. Her and her lawyer can jump off a bridge.
Hey, are you an investigator? No. Do you get paid to do the work you do? No. So Rhoda told her attorney that I'd get online and I beg people for money. And when I was doing this brick case, I was begging people for money. I don't remember ever doing that. Nobody gave me anything. If somebody asked me for my Cash App, that's when I would show it. Or now I put it in the ticker, so you don't have to ask me. It's right there. But you'd never hear me online begging. So I knew that Rhoda was full of shit on that one. She told her attorney to ask me if I profited off of her by selling shirts with a brick. Now, y'all all know I never sold a shirt like that. I might have put it out there to be funny, but y'all know I didn't sell no shirt like that with no damn brick. I ain't that stupid. But the shit was funny. So I told him I didn't. He asked me about my Twitter and why I made the post. I said, because your client threatened me. So I thought in response, I would make a post saying I'm going to sell shirts with her face on it. It was a joke, but still that would have been my freedom of speech. You can't do nothing to me. But he couldn't prove that I actually sold a shirt because nobody ever posted a picture because I never sold it. So Rhoda tried to make it look like I was a scammer and that I lie about my college degrees. And then the part that made me mad is he said, it appears that you were stalking my client, that you were trying to get something out of messing with her. And I said, your client put a video out to the public. I have every right to dissect it, which I did. He told the judge that I wasn't an important witness because I'm just an internet investigator. I hold no merit. So when the DA questioned me, my people, and they said, since Rhoda, have you solved any other cases? Have you helped out the police? I talked about Jasmine Moss in Memphis. And then I talked about this year being recognized by the Atlanta police and the FBI. He challenged that. And is there any proof to this, or you're just saying it? So the DA asked the judge to approach the bench. He approached the bench, gave him the laptop, and let them listen to me tell the Atlanta police why I got Lucretia. So he had no other questions at that point. He tried to insult me, y'all. He tried to make it look like I ain't shit, basically. And the whole time, Rhoda had a smirk on her face until it was the time to show the evidence. So one of the pieces of evidence that they showed the court was her discharge paperwork that she got from the hospital, where she told the nurse that she was hit with a brick, and then the man tried to put her in the car, an unknown man. At that time, she didn't call him Olin. At that time, she didn't say it was, Olin or somebody from the club. So remember, her report from the nurse that the nurse wrote up didn't match what she said in the GoFundMe. So when the DA presented that as evidence, it had my IG on it. The attorney tried to say that I forged that paperwork because I put my Instagram on it. Y'all, they were really trying to get me charged for something out there. And I think that's really pathetic. He's a clown. He's a coward. That's what he is. Most of that evidence had my IG on it. And he was trying to say that because my IG was on it, it was contaminated. It could have been a video for saying, I'm going to bury you. And they would have said my IG made it not valid because my IG was on it. So that's like the whole time, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get me removed as a witness, but it didn't work because I was too far into this case. The DA told the judge that when they got my email on the first scam, that's when they started investigating. GoFundMe was also questioned, and they corroborated that the money from that first scam went into Roda Osman's bank account. She did take the money. That scam did go through. So that is why she tried it again. This time it didn't go through. So, like I said,
well, once again, if you're gonna get away with it once, why not try it again and again and again and again? So shout out to Daphne for stepping up, doing what she did, because Roda Osman will continue to open her booty cheeks up and take a number 2 on the black community and use us for her personal gain.
Said, you guys, at the end of the day, I know I did something well. I didn't expect it to take 2 years and 1 month, but I fought hard. They had me at court on Monday for 10 hours, and they did this shit on purpose. Not the DA, but her attorney. Her attorney overheard one of the DAs tell me happy early birthday because he said he wouldn't see me on Tuesday, right? So let me tell you what her attorney did. He said, I still want to question her tomorrow. Keep her here. They were going to let me go home early, but her attorney and Roda, they both made sure that that didn't happen. Fuck with me on that one. Now, I had testified and did everything I was supposed to do. They showed all the evidence. I corroborated it. Everything was good. So all we had to do was wait for the penalty phase and all that. But her attorney, and I knew it was some bullshit because when I was done on Monday, I was tired. Guys, I had got up like at 5:30. And when they picked me up and we got to the court by 7, I was there until a little after 5 something. I was exhausted. Y'all ain't never been at court for no 10 hours, right? And when I say I was at court for 10 hours, the whole time I wasn't in the courtroom. I probably testified for about an hour. And then the other time they had me in a room. Let me show you how they had me. I was in jail too. This was jail for me. They had me in a room by myself. I was in this room that you guys are seeing right now on the screen. I was in this room for 5 hours. 5 hours. This was my second home right here in this room. I was losing my mind because I didn't understand. I could have went back to the hotel, but they still needed me there. And then there were times where I would be in this room and there would be an officer in there with me or somebody from the hospital was in there with me and we couldn't speak to each other. So I was in this room for 5 hours and I watched people come and go. So I was already exhausted that day. So when her attorney heard that my birthday was the next day, they kept me. So I went home pissed. I went back to the hotel mad, like I could have went home early, but I had to stay. So guys, like I said, a lot of the evidence that was presented was what I sent to the police. It was a lot of my evidence that had my name on it. But the biggest piece of this case, it came from the first scam. If I didn't find out that first scam, or if they never did a GoFundMe, and let's say she got some cash apps or whatever, that would have went under the radar, and she probably would have got less charges. It wouldn't have been as big as it was. But that first scam was pivotal, y'all, because she lied on a black man. Let me tell you, lying on people. Now, people have heard me say the Caroline Bryant syndrome. A lot of black women, I call them Caroline Bryants. And I noticed that other black women get offended by that because they don't understand what I mean by that. There are black women out there that would lie on your character to get you hurt. There are black women right now that are lying on me. Now, if I was a leader of a cult or a leader of a identity theft ring, I can promise you they wouldn't have flew me out there. I was working with cyber crimes, one of the highest divisions out there in Houston. Do you think they would have sent a known scammer, a known criminal to be their witness? He would have dismantled me. But you know, one of the best questions that her defense asked me, do I have a criminal record? Hell to the no. Have you been convicted of a crime? Hell to the no. So if you guys are hearing out here in social media that I'm some type of scammer, or that I'm preying on children, that I'm attacking children, that I attack women, that I'm some kind of, there would be a case attached to those lies. If you don't see a court case attached to it, please don't believe that bullshit. They're fishing for content.
I'm gonna stop it right there because I think we get it. I think we got enough information. We get the picture. Shout out, big shout out to Daphne stepping up again, the queen of accountability for helping to bring this scumbag lady, Roda Osman, to justice. Diabolical person who would use the pain of the black community as a weapon to turn black people against black people so she can scam the very black people that she's weaponizing. Hey man, once again, when you got black folk like that, the white people can sit back and kick their feet up and just relax because they gonna do the bidding for them. So you tell me what you think down in the comments about Celebrity and Daphne and everything. And the link to the full video is in the description. So it's a 2-hour video. Not gonna go through the whole video tonight, but here you are. So once again, man, let's be better. Let's be better people. And shout out to Daphne for helping to be better. Hey man, love you all. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, hit that hype button. Happy Thursday, and remember to watch, share, like, hype, comment in my video with my interview with Miss Nicole Everett. She's a great person, does a lot of great things in the community. Make sure you support her, support that video, and watch it, and make sure as many people can watch it as well. You know, I'll see y'all later, man. Peace out. Peace out.